Okay, what we've got here is the Raw Media HTPC. So you've got a home theatre PC here, designed for Kodi. The packaging is very, very well done, very nice. We've got on the back there, we've got some details on the back. So this is the Raw Mini Micro PC and Media Center. And you can see it's got 8 gig SSD and 2 gig of RAM. I don't know if you can make that text out there, but it says there includes Raw Mini keyboard remote, power adapter, Wi-Fi antennas, remote charging cable, USB extender, supports Wi-Fi 802.11 BGN, preloaded with Kodi Ubuntu. Some features require internet access. What it doesn't tell you on there, unfortunately, is the processor details. Doesn't actually tell you exactly, you know, is it single core, dual core, how many gigahertz is it, that type of thing. So let's open it up. And again, you can see a lot of time and effort has been put into the packaging. It's really, really well made. Let's open that up. And we've got, so you've got an envelope here with a piece of card in, which basically says you need to register. It gives you a website you have to go to register. And then once registered, you can then get support. We've got details of telephone support on here as well, which is great. And then we have, we've got our Wi-Fi. We've got our Wi-Fi antennas here, and we've got some little rubber feet, which is always handy. Little rubber feet for the bottom of the unit, and we've got the power supply over there. And this is the actual main unit itself. Now the keyboard I got separately, so I'll show you that in a second. But here you go. So obviously on the base, this is where you would put your feet on the bottom there. On the side, we've got a bit there that we obviously need to screw our antenna into. On the rear, we've got the power supply goes there, the HDMI out there. We've got a VGA out slot if you're hooking it up to a monitor of some nature. We've got the LAN slot for your Ethernet cable, a USB 2.0 slot, and a headphone jack, headphone output. On this side, we've got again another little place to put an antenna. And on the front, we've got, so this is nice, we've got a mic slot, so you can put a mic in there, a USB 3.0 slot, which is very nice, another USB 2.0, and you've got your little power button there. So let's just screw these in so you can see just what the unit looks like once you've got everything in place. Now the dual antennas obviously should really help with receiving a good signal. Whether or not that look is for everyone, I'm not entirely sure, but it should really help with the signal. So so that is a good thing. And you can see on here we've got the this is all metal, so that would presumably act as a heat sink, so that should disperse the heat very nicely. It's not got a fan inside, so obviously that would be used as a heat sink to keep it nice and cool, so it'd be dead silent, as it's a SSD as well and not a mechanical hard drive inside. Now the remote, I've actually got two here, but I just thought I'd show you both that they do, so you can see the colours that they come in and what they look like. So it's a proper remote, very nice, good to hold. buttons are in the right places, and in the back you have a little section there with your dongle, so you'd put that in one of the USB slots so it can pair, and it also comes with a cable for charging as well. I'll just open this one up here to show you the other one that they do, which is basically exactly the same, but voila, it's in black. So they've got a black or a red option there. Okay, so that's the box contents and what the unit actually looks like itself. It's got, you know, it's got a fair bit of weight to it. Obviously, that's a metal casing, so it is quite heavy. Feels sturdy, feels well made. But let's move on and see just how it acts once we've plugged it in. Right, I just quickly want to show you something booting up the box. Unfortunately, I've got to use this shaky, unsteady camera phone because if I show you via my screen recording equipment, it's not going to show this little bug that you need to be made aware of. So if we put it on, I've got my remote there. You can see it's coming on, it's booting up. Black screen, and then there we go. We've now got it booted up. Now the issue I've got on my television here is that there's some sort of overscan going on, and it's not. You can't actually see the corners. You're missing some of the edges, so you can see with that Kodi logo in the top left there. But the thing I like about Kodi Ubuntu and this operating system here that we've got running is the fact that you can use it as a proper, you know, web browser. It's a proper operating system. It's a Linux-based operating system, so it's not just Kodi, but it makes it very difficult to use because if I move the cursor in the bottom left corner, so you can see there that, you know, we're missing a lot of it. You can't actually see it. Now, I've spoken to the seller of these units, and he assures me that actually this is there's not many TVs that are affected by this, and most TVs you can change it in the TV settings. Unfortunately, my TV happens to be one of these ones that are affected. So what I can do, hold on one second, I'll just find my TV remote. Right. What I can do is change the source to, oops, sorry, not the source. I can change the output to PC mode, and you can see it fits perfectly. But the trouble is with that, the resolution is a bit naff. It's not very sharp. It just doesn't look good. I know the camera's not really picking it up here, but trust me, it doesn't look very good, especially when you're watching movies or whatever via Kodi. But I understand that there is a fix for this using the command line. So I've been given some instructions, so I'll be trying that in a following video. But I'm reliably assured that this is a very small, isolated issue, and barely any TVs are actually affected by this. Most of them do have the setting to sort of change overscan settings. But I just thought I'd make you aware, sorry, of that. And also the other thing is with these keyboards, what I find is it's fine if I'm this kind of distance, which is obviously not far at all. But as soon as I go back to, let's say here, I'm struggling for it to get any kind of, yeah, I mean, it is working haphazardly. You can just about see that cursor moving around. I move a little bit further away, and it is struggling. And there's nothing between the two, but it may. I presume it may well be that there's something in this room or house that's on a similar frequency. I've tried. I've turned off the telephone and pretty much everything else I can think of. But it's still being affected. It's still struggling to send that reception through properly. But these aren't the first remotes I've had that issue with, so it could be, again, like I say, an isolated issue just here. But as you can see, if I get closer, it's fine, absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's get on with the rest of the review.